Hi, I'm Sam. I'm an artist, graphic designer and illustrator from Leicester, England. I like travelling, creating, cooking, going to the game, jumping in the water and stuffing my face. In early 2023, I decided to put all my stuff into storage, sell my car and go travelling, embracing life as a digital nomad, flying around the world and working remotely in other countries. So far, it's been a blast. I've been making memories, exploring different cultures and embracing different ways of life. I've made a bunch of new friends, had a bunch of visitors from back home come out to stay with me, tried local cuisines, fell into tourist traps and had way too much sunshine. Some of my favourite days since I've been away are the days where I've put the iPad in a bag, gone for a wander until I found somewhere to post up, enjoying the scenery and drawing something. So I want to bring you with me as I document my journey and try to adjust to life on the move, finding inspiration and living my dream of working and travelling, drawing and exploring. Morning people, welcome to another episode of Drawing and Exploring with me, Sam Grubb. Today I'm in Ksamil at the minute. I'm moving around today, we're on the move today. But back in the Albanian Riviera, I was in Saranda yesterday, took the little drive down to Ksamil and I've just spent the morning on Paradise Beach, just in the cove there. Really beautiful morning. I like getting to the beach early when it's not too busy. Now you can see it's starting to fill up. I like getting to the beach early. I feel like that's the best of it. You can snooze at the beach, you can chill, and then when it starts to get too busy, you can start your day. But yeah, off to a good start. I've got a cool day today. So there's a few more things in the area that I want to check out. South Albania, everyone Albanian that I've said, you know, I'm here for a while, I want to explore. Everybody Albanian was telling me to go to the south. They said the beaches are really beautiful. So got around the beaches and there's some cool history down these parts as well. I don't think there's much to see in the cities, but in terms of like ancient history and, you know, things like archaeological sites and stuff like that, there's loads of stuff and loads of cool open bodies of water and lakes and things like that. So I parked just a little bit away from the beach. I was thinking there's probably a good idea just to, I didn't think there'd be this much space in the car park, to be honest. I thought it was going to get really busy. But yeah, I parked a little way away, so I'm about a 10-minute walk away. And right now I'm going to head on to the Butrint National Park, which has one of the most important archaeological sites in Albania. Bunch of stuff to see there. Looking at the pictures, it looks cool, and the Wikipedia page is long. There's a whole bunch of different things. But yeah, Stone Age, I think Stone Age buildings there and ruins to go look at. So that's only an 8-minute drive away. So I figured that's the first stop. And then I'm gradually going to make my way back north to Tirana as the day goes on. I've got to drop the rental car back at 11 p.m. So right now it's 11 a.m. I feel like today's going to be a little bit more exploring than drawing. But yeah, off we go. South Albania, the Albanian Riviera. So I got down there and the car park was full. There was just a little car park. I guess it was built a long time ago. So I had to come about a kilometre back up the road. These guys in the boat, what a day. And just park up here and take the walk down. But it's okay because I've been finding out some facts. So this is Lake Butrint in the background. and it's a saltwater lake that connects to the Mediterranean. Where I am right now in South Albania, it's so close to Corfu, the little Greek island. So I've been looking into the history a little bit, and it was actually the Iron Age. So it's stuff dating back to the Iron Age, obviously not the Stone Age, dating up to the Middle Ages. There's a Roman amphitheatre. There's 2 castles in the archaeological site and a few other bits. I know there's like a watchtower. So originally it was a strategic location, right? Obviously these lakes, kind of the meeting of the seas, little lagoon, not a bad location to get set up. But yeah, I'm excited to get down there and explore. It looks pretty cool. I've just seen a poster and there's about 20 things within the grounds from different ages. It said it was occupied as early as 50,000 BC, people in this part of the world. Can you imagine how long ago that was? But yeah, crazy. So I've got the walk down now. It's not too bad. It's actually a really nice day. It's probably about 33 degrees. And because we're close to the coast, there's just a little breeze whipping in. But yeah, excited to get down there. It looks so cool. Look at this view. So I think I plan to spend about an hour here, but I think I'm probably going to end up spending a little more time. Look at that. What a cool sight. But yeah, nice little mosey on down the hill. I'm going to keep reading up on the history of what I'm about to see. And I'm genuinely considering hitchhiking back up the hill because I'm going to be such a sweaty mess. It's going to be about 2-3 p.m. and that's just going to kill me. But yeah, let's see. Look at this. Lake Butrint. Beautiful. Alright, so just catching my breath, it's starting to get really hot now. Really interesting reading the place cards as I go round. Place cards, what they're called, I don't know, information things. But it's changed hands so many times. There's Byzantine stuff, there's the Greeks were here, the Romans were here, the Ottoman Empire. Everybody popped through, left their mark. It's saying that most of it was built between the 7th and the 5th century BC. And then that was the fortified Acropolis. And there was 3 separate walls over the years built to kind of protect it that fell down, and there's remains left. Maybe I'm sitting on it right now. And then, yeah, in the 4th and 3rd century BC, that's when the rest of it was kind of built out a little bit. There was, I saw inscriptions from slaves that were freed during the Hellenistic era. And I'm thinking about maybe they're the guys that built the walls. And so in the graffiti world, we have this thing, obviously, when you're tagging, the idea is that you want your name to be seen and you want your scriptures, your, what do you call it, scriptures to be out there. And I'm thinking that stuff there is from a long time ago. It's been there ages. That's kind of what you want. It's like, it's maybe the oldest graffiti I've seen or whatever. It'd be cool to get a translation of it. But yeah, leftover inscriptions from slaves that were freed during the Hellenistic era. And what else is going on? They said that in 44 BC, Julius Caesar declared it a Roman colony and said all his soldiers that beat Pompey the Great, just come chill here instead. We're going to do our thing here. And he started building it out. That was around the turn of the century. And then just after that, Augustus Caesar finished it off. So put his little finishing touches on it. But it's been cool. So the whole thing is, I can't remember, on the thing it said hectares. I'm like, I don't know what that means. It's barely even English. To walk around, you know, to have a proper look, you probably take a couple of hours, chill, have a drink at the cafe or whatever. But it's a relatively small ground, so it's quite densely populated. On the map, things look quite spread out. But yeah, glad I came here. The ticket was 1,000 lek, so that's about £8.50, something like that. But yeah, now I'm going to go brave the hill and get back to the car. And my plan from here is to get to the Blue Lagoon. So they call it the Blue Eye. I need to read up on it. It says it's a natural hot running spring. Looks beautiful on Google. Everyone's saying if you're down this neck of the woods, go stick your head in. So I need to grab a bottle of water from somewhere, and then I think make my way back up the hill and then onto the Blue Lagoon.
You're here Wednesday?
Yeah?
In Albania?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in Tirana.
You're by yourself?
No way.
So you want to track?
Let's go to the square.
Hey!
The Blue Eye, so natural spring water lagoon. The main bit is so beautiful. I can't understand the colours. The minerals in the water must be nuts. And there's all these big blue, like dark kind of like royal blue dragonflies flying around. So that's pretty cool. But I got to the bottom, I parked the car, and then I looked on Google Maps and it said it was a 26-minute walk up to the top. And then the guy's selling the scooters there for €5 for an hour. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to whip it up. So it was a nice ride up. Explicitly it said no swimming, but then there's lads having a dip all over the shop, so I might have to get in the water. There's signs up, but it looks like you can just jump in if you're all right. So yeah, I reckon that's the MO. But now what I'm going to do is I want to punch in the drawing section. So like I said, this weekend's been a lot more exploring rather than drawing, and next week I'm definitely going to have to pay the piper and sit and do the work. But I figured I've got a couple of fun commissions at the minute, so it might make sense to put one of them in this episode. So Rustic Kitchen Co. reached out, a restaurant in Leicester, and had a look, and they've got a wicked deli, bunch of nice dishes on the menu, looks like a cool place. And it looks like they've got taste as well. On their Instagram, they had a couple of nice bits of artwork already commissioned, and just everything looked nice. So they reached out to give me a shout. They wanted a couple of bits of work. They wanted a t-shirt designing, just kind of a front and back design. And then they want a worksheet for the kids to work on just while they're waiting for the food to come out, a little activity sheet. So I'm probably going to work on that next week, but I think now I'm going to work on the t-shirt design. And it was pretty much an open brief, kind of like Jay from Mill Hill. He gives me a little bit of guidance, you know, the names of the lagers and stuff like that. But other than that, he says, yeah, just crack on and do your thing. And I feel like that's the best situation to be in, because I can kind of have a think, take it where it goes, lean on what I'm good at, steer away from what I'm not good at, and we end up with a nice result. So I'm really looking forward to doing the design for them. And I said to them, when I quoted them, I want one of the t-shirts as well. So I'm going to get my hands on one at some point, and imagine in a future drawing and exploring episode, I'll probably have the t-shirt on. So that's really fun. But yeah, right now, in real life, I'm going to go find a bit of water just to dip my feet in. I've got the scooter for an hour, but I think it might end up being 2 hours if someone's not nicked it. I've just stuck it behind a bin, so we'll see if it's still there. Hopefully we've got no problems there. And then right now I'm going to punch in the drawing section. This is me next week in real life drawing the t-shirt for Rustic. So okay, and just like that, look at video magic live before your very eyes. Kind of don't mind these ones so much. I think the episode still flows. I'm keen to keep the foot on the gas with the art thing. I guess ultimately that's what we're all here for. And you know, I want to like make sure that I'm doing something in every episode that's kind of substantial if it's something big that's on the plate. So here I had this idea for like this grid layout kind of thing. I was thinking different windows, make up different boxes, picking out different little bits of you know, stuff that I'd seen on their Instagram and stuff. I think what's probably interesting here is I ultimately end up completely 180ing on it. So I think you guys are going to see sometimes how it works out. Unless I've got a clear vision of what's in my head. This is a problem I have as well, also probably more as a designer rather than an illustrator. I get too hung up on like the rendering. You know, I should just be smashing out little thumbnails, getting an idea. I'd kind of committed to this idea in my head, and then when I started getting it out, I just don't think it looked quite as cool as it could have done. I couldn't figure out the typographic layout, and something like this is so easy to get right if you're just doing some little thumbnail sketches and stuff like that. So I'm putting in kind of rough text here, just thinking, okay, that's the spaces where the text is going to be taken off. I don't know, just didn't, from here, even here, you can see I'm having a lot of problems, a lot of back and forth with it, I think I'm redrawing the grid in a moment, trying to move some boxes around, add some extra panels. But yeah, I get about halfway through this sketch and just end up abandoning it for what then become the final version. But shout out to the boys at Rustic, they're doing their thing. So I'll be honest, I'd heard the name before, but I'd never seen what they do. And then obviously now I've been working on this, I've kind of been looking at their Instagram and seeing they've got a podcast. It'd be cool to get on their podcast sometime and just talk about bits and bobs, especially after the t-shirt launches. But yeah, they do a podcast, the food looks incredible, it looks like they've got a really nice place.
So here I've just whipped through. What I'm going to do is take this typeface and end up kind of drawing around it to make it hand rendered, but I just wanted a bit of structure to the letters. I think with something like this, I want the typography to almost look like one of those typefaces you'd find in a typical sort of deli spot. So I'm trying to make it work, trying to fit them in these boxes. In hindsight, it might have been easier to make a typographic layout and then draw the boxes around there. But here annoyingly, this is the bit that's speeded up. Trying to draw some little croissants. I'm eating some crisps there. Yeah, you can see I've chinned it. So I should have isolated that. If you go back and you want to pause and you can have a look, I was just drawing in a lampshade and some croissants and some different stuff. But this came together really quick. So I've drew their building, kind of traced it, and just took the basic lines. You can see the photo there. And then I wanted to add a little bit of detail. I'm just trying to find the right brush for it. This is for the final render. And this is what took up the bulk of the time. So here I'm trying to think about, like, what are the important lines, right? I want to lose the ones where they're not so important, but still keep it detailed enough that you can tell the building it's meant to be. And then my idea was that all the kind of different food and drinks and stuff like that would be coming out from behind the building. I think this happened maybe 2 or 3 times since I started the series, where I'm working away and then I look up on my phone and realise that it's not been recording. So I think just then there might have been a section where I've missed a little bit of the process, maybe when I was first drawing this stuff. But hopefully you can see with the render, you'll get a bit of a better look at the full sketch. But yeah, just trying to get this depth on this bit. I like the letters on the side of the building as well, the RDK. I figured out it'd be kind of cool to use that in the illustration. Getting the door hinge to link up, and ultimately this is the other thing on this t-shirt. Those details are going to be super small, so when I'm zoomed right in, I'm not too worried about it being absolutely perfect. This the text here that I've dropped in, I think this is when I realised that version 1 wasn't going anywhere, and so I've gone back to the drawing board, opened the Mac up, and I've made this typographic layout just with the text at the top. I thought to make it a little bit more playful and illustrative. But I like this typeface. I like the address at the bottom of it, very like traditional deli t-shirt sort of stuff. Putting in the windows. Here I'm thinking like, okay, cool, for the lines on top of the window panels, I need to make sure that they're all making sense. And I was thinking, is there a way that I could kind of draw that panel one time and then copy it out to the other so that they match them and they're all the same? Not too sure. I think I just ended up doing hard yards on it. Also for the brick texture, I just wanted to get the perspective right on the building and then just drop in 1 or 2 of the bricks. I didn't want to cover the whole side. I think we kind of take away from the line work a little bit, so you'll see later in the video. I've just picked out a few just to try and give it a little bit of texture. I'm excited to visit these dudes when I'm back though. That's what I'm thinking. It's definitely one of my places where next time I'm down that neck of the woods in Mountsorrel or Alumna, I'm going to stick my head in and just see what the hype's about. Go and get a nice breakfast or something. Maybe that's a good idea, you know. Maybe I'll do drawing and exploring in Mountsorrel and check out Mountsorrel and then maybe draw or eat at Rustic. That'd be a cool vibe. That's a good plan. I was enjoying this though. Like it's kind of tedious, but it's fun. Like I like graphic drawings of buildings. I like the line work with the little details. I guess how something so geometric. Like I always like you know those drawings that architects do with on the blue paper and stuff. I love those sketches. Like technical drawings of cars and things like that. I'm trying to make it look a bit like that. Here I'm thinking, what should I do with this window? I kind of figured out maybe a black panel and then I take away these little lines. Here I've changed the brush that the eraser is. So I'm using a Frasernet brush, just a stock pencil brush that I like using. And then I've turned the rubber into that as well just to match it. The hardware is an iPad Pro 5th generation, 12.9 inch. I think I bought it in, God, when was it? Would it have been 2020, 2021? I'm not too sure, I can't remember. But I had it for a few years now. Apple 2nd generation pencil. The software is Procreate, which is super nice, easy digital illustration tool made for iPad. And I've got a screen cover on called a Paperlike, which is really handy. It just gives you a little bit of drag, a bit of resistance with the pen, so you're not slipping around all over the place. It's a really good little product. They're about £40 for a pack of 2. And I messed up putting this one on. Even I've got my iPad next to me as I do this voiceover, and there's a bunch of little bubbles and dust on the screen. I should have rubbed it over with something anti-vac. Anti-vac? No, what am I saying? Anti-vac? No, wait, anti-static. But yeah, I didn't. So I've got to put the second one on at some time. But for now, it's good. I don't want to waste the first one. I really wish I had more footage from when I was building out the initial sketch. I think a lot of it I was just kind of copying it from the first design, like the croissant shape and the shape of the sausage and the eggs and the bean and stuff. It's all pretty simple stuff. But I wish there was more in this process video of that initial sketch that I've brought up a couple of times just in the red outline. Hopefully, I think I might get a bit of a better look at it after this building's rendered and these windows are in, because it's not too far off now. I'm just thinking about it. I wanted a bit more contrast, so I started to, I think you've seen a moment ago the sort of lava lampish texture that goes into the windows. You can see it going in there. I wanted some more black in there just to make it a bit more graphic. So here we go. This is me just tracing back over the other bits and bobs that are going in. Little burger that's going in front. Initially I had these seeds on the top, but I don't think that looks like the burgers that the guys have, so I've changed it to like more of a muffin sort of style. You can see the little bricks, just 1 or 2 dotted here and there. Nice massive Danish, the size of a 1-story building. Again here, thinking just to thicken this up a little bit, so when I drew the other elements, some of the black lines just looked a bit thicker, so here I just wanted to make it a little bit more graphic, a bit more fun, but it's starting to take shape now for sure. You can picture it on the back of a t-shirt. Kind of like this artwork, 'cause it's just one colour, and I'm thinking I could isolate the area in the middle for the if we need to make it a 2-colour print, if we want a colour for the inside of the illustration. But here, just some final bits, making sure the edges of the buildings are as thick as the rest of the line drawing and they match up nicely. Again, just think about more black ink, more graphic, more contrast. Little bits here, thickening up where I can, just to make it all look kind of succinct and, you know, sort of the same illustration. Little low lights here and there on the egg. I miss drawing like this, you know. I need to do some more stuff like this where it just builds out from the middle and builds and builds and builds. A few of my prints on my shop are kind of similar. I guess when I first started churning out prints to put up there, this was the kind of illustration style I was going for. But yeah, I need to do something like that. I might jump on it. It's making me hungry for a croissant. As much as possible, just trying to put in some black ink just to add more contrast to it. But you can see now the sort of the balance it gives it looks a little bit more graphic than it did 5 minutes ago. Finally, messing around with the letters, trying some highlights, lowlights, hand rendering the text, and here's the final illustration. So I'm thinking that little coffee cup for the front, or maybe just the text below. Let me know what you think. I'm not too sure if you've got a preference. Guys have not gone to print yet. And here's a bunch of different colorways, just looking at different silhouettes underneath. I sent them a big PDF of a bunch of ideas, just thinking, you know, some ideas that I'm seeing. I think that one's kind of cool. And yeah, Rustic Kitchen, get down there. I'm looking forward to it. scenic little whip back through the countryside there. So beautiful, just looking at the mountains and the little farming villages and stuff like that. There's a big new road being put through the middle, kind of just winding along the side of the coast, and just thinking, man, what a beautiful setting. These people, they just live, they've got a few goats, they're just chilling on the side of the road, but it just looks like the best. I think if ever I get to retire somewhere in the sun, Albania is going to be a serious consideration after today, because I had no idea the country was so beautiful. But yeah, some mad drivers, Albanians just tearing around you, which as long as they're predictable, I don't mind it. So I was joining in a bit and we're overtaking, everyone's moving up the line a bit, but then every now and then you'd get to just someone super slow at the front holding up the whole queue. So that's where I'd stop off, get a couple of photos of the scenery and stuff. But anyway, 2 hours north of the Blue Eye, I've arrived in Vlore, which is on the southwest coast of Albania. I'm still only about halfway up the country and I've still got a little way to go to get to Tirana tonight. But Vlore is the third most populous city in Albania. There's 130,000 people live here. It's obviously a seaside coastal town. What else did they say? Vlore County stretches all the way down. I noticed earlier this morning when I was in the, I can't remember where I was, whether it was when I was in Saranda, and it said Saranda is housed in Vlore County. So Vlore County must be absolutely huge. But yeah, I feel like the whole city is kind of just behind this hill here. So I might change the location. I feel like I'm in a good spot for a sunset. So I think the plan is I'm going to watch this sun go down, Google some options, find some local food, eat, and then hit the road again, because I've still got a couple of hours to chew up. Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, what's that? Alumna Food and Grill House. What a spot. This was great. Big up the dudes. It was a fun story. The guy ended up asking like, oh, do you do YouTube stuff or whatever? I was like, bro, I'm brand new to it, but here's the thing, in about a couple of months or whatever, you're going to see your place on there. So I had a great time. They had a great menu. The setting was amazing down in the little town centre. I really enjoyed it. It was super chill. So I got some chips, obviously it's me, and then some Mediterranean veg. They dress it with like a balsamic glaze. Now that's a mixed grill for two. This is eyes bigger than my belly sort of stuff, but I thought, you know what? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm going to give it my best shot. And it's actually not as bad as it looks. Like some of the pork chops and stuff are kind of small. I'm looking, thinking, why am I putting weight on? But I was getting through it. The sausage was good. Water in a glass bottle, so you know it's a presidential posh restaurant. Yeah, loving life, man. The chicken was nice, much better than the chicken in Saranda. This was actually really good. Looking back at that, I've enjoyed this so much. I remember getting full and thinking, damn, I wish I had more space to just stuff this food in, because look at that. A couple of chips doing some widescreen action. Sometimes you're trying to struggle with it on the stick and you end up thinking, you know what, I'm just going to take it off with my teeth. Watch this. And that one's stubborn, look. Doesn't want to come. There we go. Now we're into it. Chicken was so good. Souvlaki is just a winner, man. I didn't realise you're supposed to put yogurt on chicken to season it until recently, and wow, I feel like it's changed up my whole game. Little meat sweat setting in here, just contemplating my life. Back to it, what we're doing, a little bit of this, bit of that. Straight down. Grilled pepper, one of the best foods in the world. Wash it all down with some water. Another time-lapse, frantic nighttime eating spree. These were like little bits of chicken covered in bacon. They were a lot, but look at this. I wasn't doing too bad. The meat sweats are real though. Oh my God. This was a full day of being on the go and not really having a munch. So I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to slap it in.
You don't know? Stuff to the gills. That was a big plate. There was a point when I was eating where all three of the waiting staff were just stood round in a circle with their arms folded watching me eat. But they were nice. I had to go on a little walk with the guy because Albania hates card payments and they hate having card machines. So they say, no, sorry, cash. And then I went to 3 ATMs and they were all like out of order or some problem or something. I'm not sure if they thought I did a runner. And then the guy ends up like, I come back to the restaurant, I say, oh, the two that you sent me to didn't work. And the girl who worked there, she was like, oh, the guy's going to come with you and show you to one. So we went. One thing that's pretty cool is I'm from Leicester in England, right? And everywhere I go, people say, so where are you from? And I'll say, oh, you know Leicester, England? And they say, yeah. And I'll say, oh, you know Jamie Vardy? And they're like, yeah. So it's funny. I think Jamie Vardy's literally the most famous person. He's not from Leicester, is he? But whatever, when it comes to representing Leicester. But yeah, it's been a long day. I've still got a 2-hour drive back to Tirana. The rental car is due back at 11:30 at night. I'm due to get back at about 12:30, so an hour late. It's not great. I'm hoping no one's at the office. If someone's at the office waiting for me, they're going to be annoyed. But yeah, thanks to anyone that watched, everyone that tuned in. If you found the video just on a random one, or if you're one of my people who's locked in, happy days. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see more stuff and you want to follow, you can follow the Instagram. That's at samgrubart. That's where I post most of my stuff. Most of my artwork ends up on there. I'm just heading down a random back street here. I thought I'd be heading into the town, but I'm just kind of going around the block. But yeah, samgrubart on the Instagram. Also the TikTok samgrubart as well. So I'm just going to be uploading some bits from these episodes, I guess, shorter stuff. If you want to see my portfolio website, you can go to samgrub.co.uk, see some bigger projects there with some fun clients. And also you can get to my shop there as well. So that's shop.samgrub.co.uk. And that's all things t-shirts, art prints, sticker packs, things of that nature. But yeah, the main reason why I'm here, and I say this at the end of every episode, is I want to try and drum up a bit of a bigger client base and a client base that I can reach from anywhere around the world. A problem I had when I first went traveling was all of my Leicester clients, a lot of the work was stuff I need to be on the ground for. So whether it's workshops or spray paint commissions or guided tours, stuff like that, it'd be difficult because I needed to be in Leicester. So I'm trying to build a client base where I can be around the world and be in Albania, looking at mountains and just get the iPad out and go to work. So if that sounds like something that fits with you, and say, for example, you and your friend are launching a surfboard business and you want some cool board graphics from a cool illustrator that you found on YouTube, come to me, I'm your man. You want to email me at contactdrawingandexploring@gmail.com. And I can come straight back to you. And hopefully in the future, I'm going to have commissions that have come from the show that I can do in future episodes and be like, yeah, this dude from South Africa contacted me about some surfboard graphics. So like I said, if that sounds like you, contact me at contactdrawingandexploring@gmail.com. But for now, I'm going to sign off. I've got a 2-hour drive back to Tirana, so I'm going to try tear it. The roads have been good fun. I've been bezzing around, tunes blaring. So wish me luck. Hopefully there's no one annoyed with me at the rental office. I've been Sam Grub. Thanks you guys for watching another episode of Drawing and Exploring.